Somebody touch themselves and say, this body is the temple of the living God. I repeat, this body is the temple of the living God. This body is the living temple of the God I am. And so it is. Now for some of y'all might have found that easy to repeat with me. And for others, they may have struggled. And that's okay. That's why we're here, to discipline ourselves, to speak life over ourselves. And what's so odd about that is because we find it hard to speak life over ourselves when a lot of us still afraid to die. So why not do the things, the necessary mental disciplines daily, and finding a habit to create and speak life over yourself? It's a good thing to do. Because when you naked in the presence of people who still got clothes on, when you naked in the presence of people who still got clothes on, what you find out is they more nervous than you. They more insecure than you. They more intimidated than you because of your ability to be transparent. So find transparency in whoever I'm talking to, through what I'm talking to, and what I'm speaking to. Find transparency. And once you see through it, then you know what you got to do with it. I hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness, ×3. We all experiencing many different things in our journey, according to where we at on our journey. Some of us coming fully online and returning to what was always meant to be. And all of us really are coming online, fully online, and returning to what we was always meant to be, even if we don't understand it, comprehend it, and understand it. I ain't gonna leave nobody out. No child is left behind. We are all Yamaya's children. But for those of us who do are in a more of a place of enlightened understanding, we coming fully online and returning to what we was always meant to be. God's source embodied in this flesh. And that was the reason that I shared that affirmation in opening. That was my affirmation upon my grand rising today. Because I make it a habit to speak life over my life every day. No shame, no blame, and no guilt. And the more we do it, the more it moves us out of a place of being the blame, taking the blame, or being the blame just because of, and put us more in the space of taking the credit for what it allow us to get right and set right. So to say that in another way, instead of taking the credit, or instead of being the blame, or having a blame for all that went wrong, it's time for us to take credit for how it's getting us right. Somebody will catch it. It's for somebody. For some of us, life hit easy, and for some of us, life hit hard, so we learn how to make it easier. Just don't breadcrumb your way through it. Because when you naked in the presence of people who still got clothes on, it ain't a lovely thing. Unless you can see the beauty behind the veil. I was thinking, I be saying, I be paying attention, I be observing, what's going on in the outer world when I do give my attention to it. And just to say this, it's not about how we've been lied to. It's not about how we've been lied to from anybody or by anybody. It's not even about who we lied to. But my point is, it's not about how we as a whole been lied to. Whether it was history, government, doctors, teachers, preachers, family, friends, and anything else in between. It's not about how we've been lied to. The lies bring us into many truths through various experiences. Had it not been for the lies that gave us the opportunity to have experience, we would never come into the many truths that many of us have came into. So today is about embracing not what we experience according to what we was told, but what we experience according to what we tell ourselves. So to say that in another way, it's 38 degrees here. So it's not about the lies we've been told. It's about the lies we tell ourselves. We all play a part in this mess that we made. We all play a part in this life that we live in, and we live it interconnected with one another. Sometimes it shine blind our eyes to see the part that we play in this life that we live, for better or for worse. So I say that to say, if everything that we need is within us, that means there's nothing outside of us that can fulfill us. So why do we find ourselves searching outside of ourselves for fulfillment if we really have everything we need within? And the reason I pose these type of inquiries is because for those who get to hear it, it shine light on where we at in our journey, give us things to look at. It's these type of self-inquiries that reveal welcoming insights as well as not so welcoming insights. Show us what we need to balance and show us where we've done a good job. But it's these type of self-inquiries that reveal insights about ourselves, that reveal just how much we all small specks in a great grand scheme of things. And what determines how we experience, because life is about experiences that come in the form of lessons. Life is a lesson. We turn it into blessings, but life is a lesson. So regardless of what happens through the life experiences that we have, it's going to be solely based on how we think and process the experience that make it heavy or make it light. But it gives us an opportunity to find balance where balance is needed. This is important because I've been observing us in our humanity in the highs and lows. And it bothers me when I observe people finding themselves feeling good for the hurt that someone else is going through. When we find ourselves feeling good for seeing somebody else go through a bad or a hard time, it really just shows how sick we are as individuals. And I had a strong need to point that out. We got to get into higher ways of thinking. Because what good is the elephant in the room when all it takes is a little mouse to ruin the whole show? Balance, harmony. Balance and harmony. Love always wins. You know, allow love. We gotta make more effort in allowing love to be the highest frequency of all of everything we express ourselves through. Because love always wins. And the frequency of love is the quickest way to unite your spirit with your flesh in balance and harmony. Last but not least, being human for most, or for the many, is about an outward appearance. Many are called. So being human for most is about an outward appearance. But for the few that are called, being divine comes from within. And that's what we express through our humanity. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. And all you do what you must do to feel good for no reason at all. Remain true and authentic to the highest frequency of your best self. Inspire, compliment, and encourage. As always, I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the shares, I appreciate the donations. You know, telephone, telegram, telepath, tell a friend. Get the message out there, family. I love y'all. Saiwoodagod. Peace.